despite being on one of the most popular shows of recent history, today's character still seems to be overlooked, even after he became a major player just as the series ended. I felt it was time to give props to him and his voice actor, to which I am a huge fan. That's right, it's Professor Dementor from Kim Possible.
Eyes here! I am making an entrance!
You know, some of us are trying to have a social life.
Soon the only life you will be having is the life of bowing down to me, Professor Dementor, conqueror of everybody!
Legend dictates, and by legend I of course mean Wikipedia, the idea for Kim Possible was conceived by its creators in a mere elevator ride. But soon after, Kim Possible premiered in 2002. It was one of the highest watched and rated shows on the Disney Channel. Now I know what you're saying. You've been watching the Disney Channel? You need to hand in your man card right now. Well, let's look at it this way. A girl fights international crime, giant robots, and supervillains by jumping around and revealing outfits, occasionally running into a superpowered villainess wearing a skin-tight jumpsuit. And in her off time, she continues to jump around in her incredibly short, un-Disney-esque cheerleading outfit with her other hot classmates. So in conclusion, I love this show because
I love football on TV, hanging with my friends and twins. I love burritos at 4 a.m., parties that never end, dogs that love cats, and twins!
Acceptable.
Now personally, I always remember this show as a voice actor enthusiast paradise. It's peppered with all sorts of interesting performances. Aside from some veterans of voice acting that I might introduce to you later, for now I'll just go over the highlights that you guys might recognize. First, did you know that Rufus the Naked Mole Rat is voiced by Nancy Cartwright, the same actress that plays Bart Simpson?
And who could forget dear Rat Boy?
Rat boy, I resent that.
Kim Possible's nemesis, Dr. Draken, is played by John DiMaggio, who made a big splash playing the voice of lovable old Bender from Futurama.
Bite my colossal metal ass!
The supervillainous Shego was played by Nicole Sullivan, who also did a number of voices for animation before and since, but you might remember her for her work on Mad TV. Maybe as the Van Combe lady?
I demand obedience!
Yeah, you know what?
But we're here today to discuss Dementor and his voice actor, Patton Oswalt.
Hi, I'm Patton Oswalt.
Now, Patton Oswalt is one of those amazing performers that can show up anywhere. His most notable performances to date would be Remy the Rat in Pixar's Ratatouille, and Spencer from King of Queens, both relatively harmless roles compared to his very adult stand-up act, and appearances on shows like Tim and Eric, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and Reno 911.
Maybe it's not the taste, but the shape that drives me to bits. So all I want to do is stick my face right between your tits.
Then on the far side of that spectrum, you'll see very child-friendly characters he's played, like his guest spots on SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and he's a regular voice for the evil child genius Toby on PBS's Word Girl.
One patty, the right way.
What's so great about a gym patty anyway?
It is like a cupcake and handjob smoothie.
How does he manage to jump the gap between very friendly material and very adult? I suspect no magic.
Listen, I'm immune to edge weapons, I'm immune to any kind of missile attack, I'm immune to any kind of wizard prismatic spray, any kind of...
What about mouse?
Oh!
Are you immune to that?
Oh, Crum!
Grant me revenge!
Speaking of suspicions, I have a feeling Professor Dementor started as a throwaway joke. At first he's mentioned as a timeshare holder for one of Dr. Draken's lairs.
Carefully. Hello? No, this is not Professor Dementor. He moved. Hello?
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
He does show up later in the series as Dr. Draken's nemesis, which pisses him off to no end. Dementor evidently has better equipment and better trained henchmen. But I can think of one thing that Draken has that Dementor doesn't. Anyway, as you can see, Dementor kinda looks like a miniature Jaggernaut in design, and he has a thick German accent.
What's that beeping?
It's been activated!
Is that a bad thing?
The vortex it creates will be a contained disruption in the very fabric of reality.
Space? Time? Energy?
All will be twisted in a vortex of pure chaos!
Get out of here!
Did I mention that vortex will be the size of the state of
Nevada!
Here's something. If you listen to track 27 on the album Feeling Kinda Patton, you'll hear his bit on instructional painter William Alexander. And then you will totally hear where the voice of Professor Dementor comes from.
When I paint, my mind goes away, and I fall into a coma of blackness. And when I pull myself out of the Stygian failure of my own personal nightmare coma, the blood and pain has splattered onto the canvas, and then I have a brief moment of happiness. And use the dark brown there for the mountainside, a nice side with the mountains, very nice.
Again, I'm skeptical if writers plan to do more with this character. Other than illustrating how inept Draken's forces are, and the German accent, the character seems pretty generalized compared to the show's other villains, who have these outrageous themes.
The outfit is kind of a cliche.
I hope you like this stuffing of this strudel, Myron!
But again, he appears later down the road in episode Hidden Talent, when Dr. Draken tricks Kim to steal equipment from him by posing as her go-to man, Wade.
My legs are cold.
Can we get the boy a towel or something? I think this is a little uncomfortable for everyone!
It's actually a really good appearance, but again, it could have been just about anyone she was stealing it from. But finally, in Season 3, Dementor was promoted from MacGuffin to full-blown villain, when he appeared as the solo antagonist in episode Bonding. He steals a whatchamacallit, and after a failed attempt to stop him, Kim and Ron end up getting stuck to the people they dislike the most, because Ron was dumb enough to pocket one of Dementor's molecular adhesion bombs.
Bondo Ball!
My name is better.
I invented it! I named it!
Yeah, whatever. This episode really showcases Dementor's abilities as a villain. I like this scene. It shows that he's actually capable of pulling off a mission and holding his own against the heroes, unlike so many other villains that rely on their henchmen. Then when it's actually time to do something, they get their asses handed to them. And because Kim needs to find a remedy for the bonding, this is the first time we see his hideout.
A gift shop? I remember when it used to be about the villainy.
If supervillains had gift shops, that's where I would do all my Christmas shopping. But Black Fridays would be a bitch. This is also the first time we see one of his bids for world domination up close.
With this, I will absorb the power from all electronic devices. The world will have to pay me to use their cell phones, TVs, and video games.
And at this point we get hints of what distinguishes Dementor from other supervillains, in that he's a total technophile. He loves gizmos and gadgets. And yes, I know everyone uses advanced technology on the show, but it always seems to a means. For example, Motor Ed, Dr. Draken's cousin, is always stealing technology for his car, because he loves cars. Dee and Amy uses technology for splicing experiments. Dementor seems to love technology just for technology's sake.
And there is nothing you can do to stop me, Kim Possible! Nothing!
Hold up, Mr. Bad Accent Guy. Why are you telling us all this? Why don't you just get on with it?
That's how these things go.
Well, it's dumb. And what's with the red light on his face?
What? You don't like my dramatic villain light?
She's new to this.
Okay, for example, Dr. Dementor becomes a big part of Season 4 when he becomes obsessed with Kim Possible's high-tech battlesuit that was introduced in the TV movie So the Drama. You see, the movie was supposed to be the end of the series, putting Shego and Draken in jail for good, and getting Ron and Kim together. But a grassroots campaign of fans convinced producers to continue on for one more season. But again, in the movie they gave Kim a battlesuit that pretty much makes her unbeatable in normal circumstances. Well, normal for Kim. So right at the start of Season 4, Kim beats Dementor with a supersuit.
Oh, look, it's that for Peter's sake. Maybe someone might take a minute to fill me in next time on a little detail like my schoolgirl enemy becoming suddenly Uber!
And since he can't build his own, he decides he wants to steal hers. Just another creepy old guy that wants to get into Kim's pants. He first attempts to capture Kim in a trap, but since that fails, he decides to just take over the suit remotely. However, during the episode, Ron swipes the suit to become a football star. So when Dementor shows up for revenge, he actually takes over Ron.
Oh, So your battle suit now belongs to me!
All your base references?
Indeed, because right after he gets the suit, he loses it to Rufus, who uses the controls he himself was using just seconds ago. But it's because of this episode that the show managed to address the supersuit problem by saying Dementor's tampering damaged it, so it disappears for a whole season, and the show keeps close to its roots. And it's all thanks to Professor Dementor.
Ugh, I have been foiled by a man in a dress?
It's a hound dog!
Finally, both the suit and Dementor made an appearance in the last episode before the series finale. The second one. Through mistaken identity, Dementor kidnaps Kim's nerdy cousin Larry, and tries to use him to get to the suit.
This place is so convincing.
What is he talking about?
I mean, the detail is ridiculous. This is the best birthday ever. I can't believe Kim went to all this trouble after acting like she didn't even want to be seen with me.
You are speaking in nonsense? This troubles me.
That Kim, she pretends not to know anything about RPGs, and then she hooks all this up.
RPG?
Role-playing game. So I'm told.
By the way, Larry is an occasional character played by Brian Posehn, who is friends with Patton and appeared with him in the Comedians of Comedy tour. So I think it would be a pretty big coincidence if this episode just happened to pair these two characters up.
You don't have to do that. I already know where she keeps it.
You tried to stop them.
Touché.
Anyway, Larry tricks Dementor, and son of a bitch, why is it only guys that wear the suit now? No wonder Kim never wears it anymore. All those big sweaty dudes probably got permanent junk funk. Like I said, this is the last episode before the finale, and Dementor did a good job bookending the 4th season. But we're not done yet. He also appears in the very last scene of the show ever. Him and Draken are sitting in a cafe, that is apparently villain exclusive, talking about how Draken helped save the Earth from aliens. It's a long story. Try to find the episode yourselves. But not on YouTube, because that would be wrong.
You must admit that it is exquisitely amusing.
Okay, Dementor, I'd really rather not talk about it.
But the irony! As a mad scientist, you have been a total failure your entire career.
New topic, please.
Okay. Why the blue skin?
Glad you asked. Funny story. Not funny, haha. But it was a Tuesday.
Interesting, consider the fact that I'm still not sure if Dementor was ever considered to play as big a role as he did. In any case, it's nice to see the evolution of this character, from an off-screen presence, to being used as a story device, and finally a personality with his own goals and ambitions.
Yeah, that's it, Dementor!
Why did you have to break down the door? It wasn't locked, and I just had it painted!
Well, that's all I gotta say. You got anything to add?
No! Is the correct answer.
Okay then. See you later.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye! I would like a failure pile in a sadness bowl, as that is what I want.